2-1. Until just moments ago, I couldn't believe that the son, who had tearfully thanked me in the banquet hall, was the same person now tying me to the old persimmon tree in the yard. As I was being bound to that ancient tree, the lingering smell of food from the banquet table and the guests' laughter circled around my ears like an echo. My whole body trembled from humiliation, far greater than the pain of the rope digging into my flesh. I tasted the metallic flavor of blood on my cheek, but strangely, no tears came out. Instead, my heart grew cold like a block of ice. So this was my true feeling. The last remaining attachment I had believed in, my final hope in the sun. I trusted as my own blood shattered to pieces at that moment, and something hard awakened inside me. I will never forgive you. This humiliation, I will return it 1,000, 10,000 times over. Before the story begins, please subscribe and like. We rented out the entire La Seine Royal Hotel's La Seine Grand Ballroom, the largest and most extravagant hall in the most luxurious 6-star hotel in Seoul, and filled the enormous space with congratulatory wreaths and decorations. At the entrance of the banquet hall hung a large photograph of me and my son, Yoon Do-hyun, smiling warmly, as if we were the closest mother and son in the world. Hotel employees in immaculate uniforms greeted the endless stream of guests without rest. Soft classical music, cheerful laughter, and the fragrant scent of flowers blended together, as if I were walking through a dream. Wearing a beautifully tailored light lavender silk hanbok, I linked my arm through my son's strong arm as we entered the hall. And in that moment, I truly felt as if I possessed the whole world. After losing my husband early and spending countless years selling rice cakes at a stall in Dongdaemun Market, from dawn until late at night, the days when I filled my stomach with leftover coal, rice customers left behind, the freezing nights when I held my small son in my arms, inside an icy room, all those moments felt as if they had existed solely for this one day. It felt like my entire tireless life was finally being rewarded. Do-hyun, thank you. Thank you so much, my son. Standing beside me, Yoon Do-hyun shone brilliantly. He wore a luxurious custom-tailored suit, made stitch by a master Italian artisan, and a Swiss wristwatch worth tens of millions of won gleamed subtly on his wrist. His confident posture and gentle smile. I gave birth to him and raised him, but even I felt he was truly remarkable. I felt nothing but pride. Now bearing the title of CEO of the well-known mid-sized company Do-hyun Tech Holdings, he greeted every guest with perfect courtesy, leading the atmosphere with ease. My shoulders rose without me realizing it. Guests praised him endlessly. There's no other devoted son like CEO Yoon Do-hyun to take care of his mother like this. You don't see sons like him these days. My daughter-in-law, Seo Ji-hoo, also chimed in gently and sweetly. Of course, Do-hyun lives for his mother. I get jealous sometimes. Throughout the entire banquet, she stayed by my side like a shadow, bringing me water or drinks exactly as I liked, placing cushions behind me so I wouldn't be startled by loud music, and moving with delicate care to ensure I felt no discomfort. Guests praised not only my son but my daughter-in-law as well, saying I was blessed with such a wonderful family. I believed it too. No, I wanted to believe it. My son Yoon Do-hyun held my hand tightly and led me to the stage. Under the dazzling lights, he choked up and couldn't speak for a moment. Today we celebrate the 70th birthday of my most respected and beloved mother, Madame Yoon Ga-yeon. His voice trembled and gasps of emotion rippled through the hall. I couldn't have become who I am today without my mother's sacrifices. Tears welled in his eyes. My mother's hands were always rough and covered with wounds. After my father passed, she gave everything to raise me. People wiped their tears. Mother, please forget all the hardships now. I, your unworthy son, will make sure you live a life of comfort from here on. You will never wet even a single fingertip again." He then bowed deeply, and applause and cheers erupted. I too couldn't stop crying. My daughter-in-law, Seojihu, held my hand and said, "Mother, we will do even better for you." I believed every word. I had not even the slightest doubt. But it was all a carefully crafted performance. After the banquet ended successfully, my son escorted me and seated me in the back of a luxurious black sedan. Our destination was the Havren Hill country house, the home he had prepared for me after achieving success. But the ride home felt strangely long and chilly, and the atmosphere inside the car was even stranger. The son and daughter-in-law, who had been so warm and affectionate at the banquet, were completely silent. A cold, icy heaviness settled between them. I told myself they must simply be tired. It must have been a long day. That was the most foolish assumption I had ever made in my life. When we arrived home, my daughter-in-law threw off her heels and said, I'm exhausted. Mother, you go in first." Then she went upstairs. The tender woman who had held my hand and cried at the banquet was completely gone. Left alone in the living room with my son, Yoon Do-hyun sank deep into the sofa, looking at me with a strangely unstable expression. "Do-hyun, you worked so hard today. Thanks to me, you've come this far. I will never forget this." My son didn't answer. He simply stared at me with bloodshot eyes as if drunk. But his gaze was not one I recognized. There was no warmth, no respect, only greed and coldness, eyes that looked as if he wanted to devour me. He spoke in a low, cold voice. "Mother," a chill shot down my spine. "Do you know how much today's banquet cost?" Such an unexpected question. Do-hyun, money isn't something we should talk about on a day like. "You're really naive, Mother," he scoffed. "Does pride turn into money? Everything is money. All of this." He paced around the living room and then stopped in front of me, lowering his head. A chilling glint flickered in his eyes. "Let's get to the point." A cruel smile spread across his lips. "After father passed away, the land in Myeongbyung. Hand it over to me now." My heart dropped. That land? It was the only inheritance my husband had left me before he died. I had protected it all these years. "Do-hyun, why are you suddenly talking about that land?" My voice trembled. He smirked. "Why?" He nodded as if explaining something obvious. "Because my company is in serious trouble. I need tens of billions of won immediately just to cover this month." Those words instantly turned the happiest day of my life into hell. I stared at him frozen. "Do-hyun, what do you mean your company is struggling? You never said that. You said it was growing every year, even preparing for a Kosdaq listing." He snorted. "On the surface, yes, but inside, it's rotten." Then he added, "You don't need to know any of that, Mother. Just give me the land. That will solve everything." His tone held. No desperation, no regret. He spoke as casually as if collecting debt, cold and calculated. In that moment, for the first time, I saw the face of a true devil in my son.